Hi, Mary Lou here. How are you today? It's a lovely day in my neighborhood. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, the grass is growing. Welcome to another of my videos. Let's hope this one goes a little better than last week's. I got the video all done and I always preview them while I'm kind of cleaning up. And lo and behold, there was no sound on the entire thing. So, needless to say, I spend a lot of time for nothing because I know I can shorten that into a reel. I just don't know how. I'll have to have someone help me. So maybe today I did make sure I had sound, and I have a cute little card for you. Where are my shoppers? This is called Attention Shoppers. This is just a standalone stamp set. And I went on I participated. Yeah, it was a crafting cruise. That's where I got this card. Patty Bennett actually designed this card, and I probably would not have purchased this. It is a bundle, by the way. There are dies. I have I have the oddest assortment of dies because I'm going to be using the dies, so they're not all on this. And I put on here just the stamp set, but I will go back and update that to include the bundle, so you'll have one item number if you would like to purchase this. After you see this card, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like, oh yeah, that's pretty cute. I think I want that. So the thing about this card, number one, it's a 4x4 or 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Huh, imagine that. So when you cut your paper, instead of cutting it at 5 1/2 like we usually do, by 8 1/2 and scoring it, you're going to cut it at 4 1/4 and score it at 4 1/4. And look, this is a little gift card holder because after all, the shopper needs some money to spend when they go shopping. Now, let me see what else is cute about this card. Oh, this frame around it. You just draw that by hand. Wish me luck. It uses the Full of Life Designer Series paper. When I went on the cruise, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that paper, but I'm trusting them to make me like that paper. And it has turned out to be kind of one of my favorites. I've done some graduation cards with this sheet because this just looks like, I don't know, like goodness radiating out. And of course, you may recognize we're using this sheet on the card. So I will post a supply list on my blog. I'll link that on this video so you'll know where to look. And I've done some of the stamping already. Didn't want to bore you with that, but you know what I maybe don't have, but I have one right here. Aha! This was one of the Decal Circle dies, and those have since retired. So I had to get creative and figure out, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I folded that. These are the Spotlight on Nature dies. Pretty sure that's what these are. Like I said, I'll post the supply list. Don't quote me on that. And I just chose the one that was close enough to the same size as the circle that we used right there. And I am going to use a different piece of paper because when you do these in class, sometimes you don't have enough of that particular design. And I want my ladies to be confident enough to know that, hey, you don't have to have exactly what your inspiration card has to copy it. So be brave, think outside the box. You're going to use the Stampin' Right marker to draw your frame. And I'm going to be, well, how about if first we stamp the happy birthday? And I think it's right here. It is, because that's going to be an important marker for your border. We're just using Memento Black. Let's keep this one simple. It's the only ink that this card required, and I just arbitrarily chose for my blue to go up that way, and a little dab of blue down here. All right. I'm going to be brave. I am not going to use a ruler. I did on that one, but you know what? It's okay if it's a little bit curvy. In fact, I think I maybe like it a little better just to freehand it. I'm just using the edge of the paper kind of as my guide to kind of know where, maybe a 1/4 of an inch indentation. And I'm going to do that one right in the center. See, you don't have to have all the stuffs. All right, let's get our other pieces ready. So let's talk about die cutting the shopping cart. It is die cut out of Summer Splash. Yes. And look what I did. I put some of our adhesive sheets on the back of it. You don't really need the adhesive sheet on the entire back of this buggy because you're going to slip the items that you're buying in that buggy. So for sure you're going to want it on the wheels. And I'm going to show you a trick of how to get those wheels a darker color. So what I may do is kind of pick an area where I want to die cut them out at the same time. And I'm going to run these through the die cutting machine, so bear with me. I'm going to use our little mini machine and get this. And run it on through. So you wouldn't have to put any adhesive sheet on the basket part, but I had already applied it to the back of my cardstock. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to work with that. I need it for sure around the edges of my buggy. Look how cool that just came right out. Let's put this over on the magnet. And then the wheels. And they definitely, the entire part of them, needed the adhesive on them because that part's going to get stuck down. And it's so hard to put adhesive on these little narrow edges. But this adhesive sheet is a lifesaver. All right, get our little pieces out of the way. Put that on the, and let's clean out our bits. Don't really need them for anything else on this card. Now, there are people who are creative enough that they would take these pieces and put them on another card. That's not me. If you're looking for someone to do that, that's not me. So if you decide that you would like to shop with me, my shopping online store is very easy. MaryLouFoster.stampingup.net. All right. Let me reply to a text. So it will quit buzzing. So I know I need sticky around. I'm going to use some. Oh, I don't want that yet. Let me get the rest of my stuff ready. So did you notice how these are different colors? At the bottom of this buggy is darker. All you have to do is take your dark Summer Splash, the little nib end of it, and we're going to color that. Actually, I think she may have used Bermuda Bay. That one's not even current anymore. But Tone on Tone also works. These stamping blends will dry darker on the cardstock. So it's not too tedious to, and I could probably use the brush in because it covers a wider territory. And the good thing about it is it dries like immediately. Remember, these are alcohol based. And I think I've told you before I love them because I am a nurse by profession. And you know, we use a lot of alcohol pads in our jobs. Love the smell of alcohol. My ladies tease me because it's like, well, she's sniffing the alcohol again, but it's not the drinking kind. All right, so our cute little elements that go on the inside, I'm going to kind of keep it simple. Lemon lime twist. I'm not going to try to do all the fancy shading and everything. I did do the stamping, but I could have done the coloring too. And I'm going to go here in between where these flowers are. Yeah, right there. And the flowers are just kind of different colors. In fact, on mine, we pretended like the inside of our paper was a little darker. I just picked the color. And then the flowers, you can just kind of do them whatever color you would like. I think we'll do some of them the dark lemon lolly. This is the lemon lolly. It's a fun color that came out last year. And it is different than Daffodil Delight. And let's do, this one is Light Berry Burst. We'll do a couple of them that color. I went to the garden center today and bought flowers. I'm so excited. I love this time of the year. And then about August, when I'm standing out in the heat of summer, watering my flowers, I'm like, why did I buy so many flowers? Oh, I know, because I love flowers. Flowers make me happy. My favorite color is purple. And y'all, I found some purple flowers today. Guess what came home with me? Let's see. All right, this is Pretty in Pink. It's the dark one. And Flirty Flamingo. And I think I will color my bag the light Pretty in Pink. And this is a Barbie color. It's about as Barbie as you can get in the pink world. First time I saw the cardstock and colored with the markers, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is pink. You like the sound that makes? Let's do some dark for our handles. So there's not really, you know, a hard set color scheme that you need to use. I think these might have been loaves of bread. No, maybe it's tissue paper. So we're going to use 2 or 3 different colors of tissue paper in here. And I had a berry burst. Yep, I do. Let's color that one, berry burst. And this one, berry burst. Okay. And then we've got Flirty Flamingo. Let's do it the light though. Which one is Flirty? Here's Flirty. That's dark pretty pink. Light pretty pink. I know I have it because I had them all lined up. They're not lined up now. And you're wondering, like, where does that cake go? That cake is not on her bottle. Well, no, that cake is not on my bottle because that cake is on the inside of the card. I guess this is kind of a birthday card. I need yellow. Lemon lolly. I need, let's do it light summer splash. My mother loved bottles. She collected bottles. But they had to be different. They had to be just unique, fun shapes, fun colors. So everywhere we went. Now, you know, she didn't have a shelf that she put bottles on, but she did enjoy just looking at them. Tell you what, I think we're going to color this part. What is this one? Lemon lime. And then our cake is a little outside the box. The frosting is actually on mine today, going to be the dark Summer Splash. This is a new in color from last year, and it's carrying forward in for 2 more years. So I'm trying to use it. The in colors sometimes get overlooked for me in my makings, but they're so fun. The new ones are awesome too. We've got a new, it's one called Secret Sea. It took me forever to remember the name of it. Timid Tiger. It's an orange. Cloud cover. It is a bluish, but it's way different than balmy blue. And of course, boho blue is one of the retiring in colors. Makes me sad. I loved boho blue. And then we've got one called Darling Duckling. I bet you cannot guess what color that is. Let's do some dark flames on our candles. All right, so there are dies, but I'm not going to use the dies today. I'm going to just cut around them right quick because I think that may be quicker than trying to line them up. These smaller images sometimes will try your patience. So my card's going to open on the left, regular kind of a book style, like a book. Got that. Where'd my circle go? I buried it. And when I did, I said to myself, now you need to remember where you put that. And you may notice that some of my little dots still have the pieces in them. And I want mine to be cleaned out. It's going to get popped up, but I think I probably should. Now, to get your that backing paper off, or release paper they call it, I use my pokey tool, better known as a take your pick tool. And since I do want the rest of my edges to have a little adhesive, we have a fine tip glue pen. It's a glue bottle, actually. Y'all, I use it one time and it dries up, and then I can't ever use it again. Okay, but you do have to be sure and put the pen back in that one. And then I think what I'll do, because I know I need the bottom for sure. So how about if I don't take the release paper off of the sides of the buggy? Just use my thumbnail. I'm sorry, I have an itchy nose. Kind of catch it with my thumbnail, keep it covered. Oh, it's going to come off. I think we'll be fine. Can you see me? I'm trying not to get too far down. It's okay if it hangs over a little bit. And you want it open at the top because, like I said, the items that you're purchasing, you're going to slide them down in there. So cut them out right quick. And yeah, you're going to have to watch me cut. And remember, you just kind of hold your scissors in place and turn the paper. And it goes way faster. I probably should have colored that tissue paper a lighter color, but I didn't spend a lot of time picking out which color I was going to use. I just started grabbing, as you noticed. Okie dokie. You pretty much have to cut all the way around it because it's going to show through the wire of the buggy. There's that one. We know it's going to go right along in here. The bouquet of flowers. Okay, we're doing pretty good time. Because we're almost finished. Get these cut out and popped in. I don't have to take the time to adhere them down because I think you guys know how to do that. But I did want to point out something about the inside. If you're going to make this a gift card holder, you have to be aware of how you're adhering that decorative strip of paper that's going to go on the inside. Get this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time cutting around those stems because if I had used the die, it just kind of, and here it is. It's on this end. All right, get this one cut out. So this can be a bubble of whatever your imagination lets you think. Since I don't drink wine, it can be sparkling grape juice. Good enough. It could even be a bottle of Dr. Pepper, but I've never seen one in this color of a bottle. My son graduated in 2000, and that year Coca-Cola put out bottles of Coke for the graduates of 2000. And that's one that you would not want to drink. That's where my brain went. It's like, well, if you found a bottle of Dr. Pepper, I probably wouldn't want to drink it because it would be in this funny colored bottle. Now, we found in one of the houses that we rented, the people who lived there before us left an old Dr. Pepper bottle with a piece of ivy growing in it. And I kept that. Like, possession is 9/10 of the law, you know. You left it, it's mine. I've got it on a shelf in the kitchen even now, and I don't know if it has any value. So we're going to say treat yourself. So if you have a friend who loves to shop, if you love to shop, if your grandkids love to shop, this cute little card would be a sweet birthday card. Now, like I said, you only want to put your adhesive around these edges. And I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. Probably your best bet is to use something a little stronger, like our tear and tape, or even our Stampin' Seal Plus, because the gift card sliding in and out might be difficult. And then I'll cut that out in a minute and put it on the inside. But there's several fun things about this card. Number one is the size, because it is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Number two, how you color the bottom of that buggy, how you draw a border around it. We embellished it with the party dots, and these unfortunately were on the last chance list and they're gone already. So if there's plenty of other substitutes. And y'all, the new catalog is arriving in the mail. And if you would like a catalog, you're going to have to message me, email me, or whatever, and let me know, and I can mail you some. So that's what I had for you today. I'm not sure which one I like better. I do kind of like the stripe effect, but it's kind of fun seeing the colors there. So that's my card for you today. I appreciate your time. Oh yeah, I use Full of Life 6x6 designer series paper. I have a sampler pack of it. I showed you already. And the attention shoppers, like I said, I've only posted the number for the stamp set. And if you want to shop with me, you can just shop at maryloufoster.stampingup.net. So that is it for today. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.